Welcome back to our channel. Let's start by shedding light on the important role military ships play in modern warfare. These giant ships are not only defensive tools but also symbols of a country's strength and display of power on the international stage. Now, let's visualize this and let's dive into the devices we will learn about below. 20. Cavour. This is one of the smallest aircraft carriers in the world as its displacement is only 30,000 tons. In fact, when newly built, the maximum water displacement of this ship was only 27,900 tons. After a major upgrade before officially joining the official payroll of the Italian Navy in 2008, Cavour could reach 30,000 tons. The length of this aircraft carrier is 244 m and 29 m wide. The ship is equipped with 6 diesel-electric engines that allow it to move at a maximum speed of 29 knots. The ship has a jump-jumper runway design that can deploy AV-8B Harrier fighters. The Cavour aircraft carrier is capable of carrying up to 8 AV-8B Harrier TUS and 12 Agutta Westland AW101 submarine hunting helicopters. Italy has plans to replace AV-8B jets with modern American F-35B aircraft. Although quite small in size and able to carry few aircraft, the aircraft carrier Cavour has a crew of up to 1,202 people, not including the human resources in charge of operating the aircraft fleet on board. The above weapons the aircraft carrier includes 4x8 MBDA Aster 15 surface-to-air vertical missile launch tubes. In addition, the aircraft carrier Cavour is also equipped with 2 76 60 mm Strales guns and 3 25 80 mm anti-aircraft guns. This aircraft carrier has 2 ODLSH/ODLS decoy trap systems. 19. Izumo-class. The Izumo-class helicopter destroyer, also known as Project 22 DDH, is a class of helicopter-carrying destroyers belonging to the Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force. The Izumo-class was built to replace the Shirane-class destroyers. 2 ships of this class were decommissioned in fiscal 2014. Izumo-class ships have a hull structure, tonnage, and mission similar to amphibious ships of other navies and even light aircraft carriers. Compared with previously built Hyuga-class helicopter destroyers, although the tonnage and functions of the Izumo-class have increased, to save budget, the reconnaissance and self-defense capabilities of the Izumo-class have been simplified. Simplify. The FCS-3 fire control system retained the OPS-50 radar for air search and the Mk-41 Mod 22 vertical launch system was removed. The OQQ-21 sonar was replaced by the more modern OQQ-23. Izumo-class ships have a full load displacement of up to 26,000 tons. Izumo is currently the largest ship class of the JMSDF, its scale surpassing even the Hiryu-class aircraft carrier operated by the Imperial Japanese Navy during World War II. Second World. The first upgrade program will be completed in 2020 and 2021, respectively. The repair and upgrade cost of this phase is 3.1 billion yen. From October 3 to 7, 2021, within the framework of airborne exercises in the Pacific, U.S. Marine Corps F-35B aircraft successfully tested the ability to take off and land on JDS ship Izumo DDH-183. This is also the first time fixed-wing aircraft have operated on JMSDF warships since World War II. 18. Charles de Gaulle. Charles de Gaulle is France's only nuclear aircraft carrier, launched in 1994 and officially handed over to the French Navy in 2000. The Charles de Gaulle is 261.5 m long, 64.36 m wide, 8.5 m draft, and 196 m long runway. The ship has a maximum displacement of 42,000 tons and a speed of 27 knots. The ship has 1,350 crew members, including 1,950 airmen. Charles de Gaulle is equipped with 2 Silver air defense systems with 32 high-speed Aster air defense missiles, 2 Cedra launchers firing Mistral missiles, for 12.7 mm gun turrets, 8 20 mm cannons. The Charles de Gaulle can carry 550 tons of weapons and 3,400 tons of fuel. The ship has a CMS Model 8 system capable of tracking 2,000 air, sea, and shore targets at the same time, according to Global Security. Charles de Gaulle can carry 35 to 40 aircraft, making about 100 takeoffs a day. The ship has 2 catapults that help aircraft such as Rafale, Hawkeye, or Superintendent accelerate to 300 km per hour in just a running distance of 75 m. Each plane can depart every 30 seconds, and the runway can accommodate 20 planes landing in just 12 minutes. The ship's permanent fleet includes 12 Rafale fighter jets, 9 Superintendents, 2 Hawkeye spy planes, 2 Dauphin combat helicopters, and 1 Alouette helicopter. The Charles de Gaulle aircraft carrier escort group includes an air defense destroyer, an anti-submarine destroyer, a tanker, a British destroyer, a nuclear attack submarine, and many ships of the other countries may join the escort team. 17. INS Vikrant. INS Vikrant is the second aircraft carrier to be put into operation and the first aircraft carrier built by New Delhi. The first is INS Vikramaditya, purchased from Russia in 2004. The Indian Navy said the aircraft carrier INS Vikrant has a length of 262 m, a width of 62 m, and the ship has a displacement of about 47,000 tons. INS Vikrant is considered the largest warship that India autonomously builds domestically. This aircraft carrier was put into service after more than 17 years of design, manufacturing, and testing. The operating range of the aircraft carrier INS Vikrant is up to 7,500 nautical miles, 13,890 kilometers. With its impressive size, INS Vikrant has more than 2,300 compartments, enough to accommodate 1,700 crew. The ship can carry on board 30 combat aircraft serving anti-air, anti-surface, and land attack roles, including MiG-29K fighters, Kamov Ka-31 helicopters, and airborne early warning helicopters.
No MH-60R.
In addition, India is also considering buying French Rafale M or American F/A-18 fighter jets to operate on this ship. In addition to its combat power, India's new aircraft carrier is also highly appreciated for its modern radar system, which can detect dangers both in the air and at sea from long distances. In addition, the INS Vikrant ship is also equipped with 8 generators, enough to light Kochi city, and a specialized hospital complex with full equipment. For India, building its own aircraft carrier INS Vikrant, an advanced vehicle, is a major turning point in the naval industry. At the same time, it is also a source of national pride, affirming India's position as well as helping to reduce dependence on imported weapons.
16. INS Vikramaditya.
INS Vikramaditya is one of India's largest and most modern aircraft carriers, converted from the Russian cruiser Baku. Originally built as Baku and commissioned in 1987, the carrier served with the Soviet Navy and then the Russian Navy before being decommissioned in 1996. After years of negotiations, the aircraft carrier was purchased by India on January 20, 2004. The converted ship completed sea trials in July 2013 and first Stobar air trials in September 2013. She was commissioned on November 16, 2013 at a ceremony held in Syeverodvinsk, Russia. On June 14, 2014, the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, officially commissioned INS Vikramaditya into the Indian Navy and dedicated it to the nation. This ship was sold by Russia to India in 2004 in a contract worth $2.3 billion. INS Vikramaditya has a length of 283.5 m, with 59.8 m. Maximum displacement is 45,400 tons. The aircraft carrier INS Vikramaditya has a powerful squadron of modern MiG-29K fighter ships. In addition, the ship can also carry Ka-31 warning and command helicopters, Ka-28 submarine hunting helicopter, Westland WS-61 Sea King helicopter. The ship's weapons include Barak 1, Barak 8 anti-aircraft missiles, 4 AK-630 rapid-fire artillery combinations. The maximum number of sailors, pilots, and service staff on board is 1,610 people. The aircraft carrier INS Vikramaditya has 8 steam boilers, 4 propeller shafts and 4 diesel engines, total capacity of 180,000 horsepower. Maximum speed, 56 km per hour, operating range, 25,000 kilometers when running at 33 km per hour.
15. HMS Queen Elizabeth.
HMS Queen Elizabeth is a battleship of the Royal Navy, the lead ship of the Queen Elizabeth class of 5 ships of the dreadnought generation of warships. The ship has a length of 280 m, the widest horizontal slope is 73 m, draft 11 m. The maximum tonnage of this ship is up to 65,000 tons. The ship needs 2 Rolls-Royce MT-30 gas turbine engines and 4 diesel engines to operate. The train speed can reach 59 km per hour with a range of up to 19,000 kilometers. Due to combat at sea, HMS Queen Elizabeth is equipped with many types of long-range radars that can detect targets at sea, in the air or under the sea surface. For example, the S-1850M radar equipped on the ship can track 1,000 enemy targets at a distance of 400 kilometers, as well as detect targets using advanced stealth technology. In addition, HMS Queen Elizabeth is equipped with a Type 997 Artisan airspace surveillance radar capable of tracking up to 900 targets at a distance of 200 kilometers. The defensive weapon system installed on HMS Queen Elizabeth is quite diverse, with many types of weapons such as the Phalanx CIWS system including the M61A1 Vulcan 6-barrel cannon with fire control radar, 30mm DS-30M Mk2 cannon and machine guns.
Multiple barrels M134 minigun.
However, what makes HMS Queen Elizabeth's strength lies in the number of aircraft this ship can carry, when the ship's internal compartment can hold from 24 to 36 F-35 fighters and 14 helicopters of all types.
14. Admiral Kuznetsov.
The Kuznetsov aircraft cruiser is a type of aircraft carrier cruiser. The ship was built at the South Nikolaev shipyard on the Black Sea coast of Ukraine since 1985, but it was not until 1995 that it officially went into operation. The number of troops on board is 1,960 people, 3,857 rooms. The Kuznetsov ship is equipped with MiG-29K aircraft and 24 helicopters. This ship's birth name was Leonid Brezhnev when it began construction in 1982. In 1985, the ship's name was changed to Riga, and 2 years later, it was changed to Tbilisi. In 1990, it received its current name, Admiral Kuznetsov. Western analysts call this a ship with 1,000 names. Because it was born during the dissolution of the Soviet Union, ship maintenance was neglected for a long time. Therefore, since its birth, the ship has continuously encountered problems, so much so that there is a funny saying among Russian soldiers: if you do not comply with discipline, you will be sent to serve on the Kuznetsov. The aircraft-carrying cruiser Kuznetsov always has a tugboat accompanying it every time it goes to sea. If the aircraft carrier's engine has a problem, this tug will be responsible for towing the aircraft carrier back to port. This is the problem of the Kuznetsov aircraft cruiser as well as the Varyag sold to China. The ship is currently being overhauled and upgraded since 2012 to remove current limitations and repair some parts, expected to return to operation in 2017. The ship began to show its capabilities when it began participating in more maritime exercises from 2000. Deputy Minister of Defense Alexander Sokorakov announced that in 2012, he will order 28 MiG-29K aircraft for aircraft carriers. However, comparing the MiG-Su fighter ships, Russian military experts evaluate that the MiG-29K has many inferior features compared to the Su-33, which is the basic component of Kuznetsov's current equipment. 13. Shandong aircraft carrier. The 002 class aircraft carrier is an aircraft carrier launched in 2017 to serve China's People's Liberation Army. This is the country's second aircraft carrier, and the first ship built domestically. Initially, the Chinese military did not officially confirm the designation of the Shandong aircraft carrier before it was commissioned. This leads observers to believe that it will be designated a Type 001A and that China's third aircraft carrier will be designated a Type 002. However, with the inclusion of the Shandong as Type 002, observers now believe that China's third class of aircraft carrier will be designated as Type 003 instead. Due to the secretive nature of China's aircraft carrier program, information regarding the naming and official designation of the carriers will not be disclosed until commissioning. This ship is largely based on the Soviet Kuznetsov-class ship, as China's first aircraft carrier Liaoning was built from an incomplete Kuznetsov-class ship. It was slightly improved and upgraded compared to the Liaoning, with improved radar 8 and increased storage capacity for ammunition and fuel, allowing it to carry more aircraft than the Liaoning. It is about 300 meters long, with a displacement of about 50,000 tons. The ship is said to be powered by conventional oil-fired boilers to drive steam turbines. It retains its ski jump, which limits the air wings of its helicopters and Shenyang J-15 fighters. Future flights by Chinese airlines are planned to use catapults that will allow heavier aircraft to be launched. Aircraft carrier, Fujian. Fujian, named after Fujian Province, is the third aircraft carrier in China's aircraft carrier program and the first of the Type 003 class. This is the first aircraft carrier designed by China, and the first ship capable of taking off by catapult. Previous Chinese aircraft carriers used jump runways. Fujian was built by Jiangnan Shipyard for the People's Liberation Army Navy, launched on June 17, 2022, and began sea trials in May 2024. In 2019, analyst Robert Farley believed that the Fujian would be the largest and most advanced aircraft carrier ever built outside the United States. The ship is estimated to be 316 m long, 76 m wide, and have a full load displacement of 80,000 to 85,000 tons. Size has been compared to the United States Navy's Kitty Hawk-class aircraft carriers. The cockpit has 3 electromagnetic catapults and an angled landing area with a resting system. Fujian's air fleet is estimated to include at least 40 fixed-wing aircraft and 12 helicopters. Anticipated aircraft models include variants of the Shenyang J-15 fighter, the Shenyang FC-31 fighter, and the ZN-KJ-600 airborne early warning and control aircraft. It is powered by conventional steam turbines and diesel generators. According to Chinese military commentator Song Zhongping, the ship has an integrated power system IPS. 11. USS Nimitz CVN-68. The Nimitz-class aircraft carrier is a class of 10 nuclear-powered aircraft carriers in active service with the United States Navy. The lead ship of the class was named for the Commander-in-Chief of the United States Pacific Fleet during World War II, Chester W. Nimitz. With a total length of 1,092 feet and a displacement of over 100,000 long tons, they are the largest warships in the world. Instead of using gas turbines or using diesel-electric propulsion systems like many other modern warships, these aircraft carriers use 2 A4W nuclear reactors that create high-pressure steam to rotate 4 wing shafts.
Fan.
The ship's maximum speed is over 30 knots and maximum power is about 260,000 shop. Because they use nuclear power, these aircraft carriers can operate for 20 years without refueling and are expected to have a service life of over 50 years. They are classified as nuclear-powered aircraft carriers and are numbered sequentially from CVN-68 to CVN-77. The 10 aircraft carriers were all built by Virginia-based shipbuilding company Newport News Shipbuilding. Nimitz, the first ship of the class, was commissioned on May 3, 1975, and George H.W. Bush, the 10th and final ship of the class, was commissioned on January 10, 2009. Since the 1970s, Nimitz-class aircraft carriers have participated in many wars and campaigns around the world, including Operation Eagle Claw in Iran, the Gulf War, and most recently in Iraq and Afghanistan. These carriers' angled airfields used a catabar arrangement for aircraft operations, with steam launch tubes and capture lines for launching and landing aircraft. This arrangement makes takeoffs and landings faster, and allows for the use of a wider variety of aircraft than the Stavl arrangement used on smaller carriers. The air group carried on the aircraft carrier includes about 90 aircraft that can take off and land from the ship. The air group's fighters are mainly F divided by -18 F Super Hornets and F divided by -18 C Hornets, after the retirement of F-14 Tomcats. In addition to aircraft, these carriers also carry short-range self-defense weapons, mainly for missile defense and anti-aircraft.
10. USS Harry S. Truman.
It is the 8th ship of the Nimitz class. The ship is named after the 33rd President of the United States. CVN-75 went into operation on July 25, 1998. It can carry more than 90 modern combat, attack and reconnaissance aircraft such as the F divided by -18E divided by F Super Hornet, EA-18G Growler, E-2D Hawkeye and many types of helicopters. The main propulsion of the ship is 2 nuclear reactors, allowing continuous operation for decades without refueling. Advanced weapon systems include the Aegis Air Defense Complex, RAM missiles, Phalanx CIWS cannons and Harpoon anti-ship missiles. The destructive power of the USS Harry S. Truman is demonstrated through its air combat capabilities via aircraft carriers, long-range defense and readiness to deploy strategic nuclear weapons according to U.S. deterrence doctrine. CVN-75 participated in military operations to establish a no-fly zone in Bosnia and Herzegovina in 1993, Operation Enduring Freedom Afghanistan, Operation Iraqi Freedom. Since October 1, 2004, this super aircraft carrier has been the flagship of the 10th Aircraft Carrier Strike Group of the U.S. Naval Command Fleet under the direct control of the Secretary of the Navy. 9. USS John C. Stennis. USS John C. Stennis is the 7th ship of the Nimitz class. The ship was named after the Mississippi State Senator. CVN-74 went into operation on December 9, 1995. USS John C. Stennis is the flagship of the 3rd Carrier Strike Group with the core of the 9th Shipboard Fighter Squadron and the Deesroon-21 Destroyer Squadron. CVN-74 can carry 90 aircraft of all types, 4 steam catapults and 4 elevators to transport aircraft up and down the deck. Outstanding with a weight of more than 102,000 tons, 333 m long and 77 m wide. Stennis weapon system is formidable with a combination of Aegis air defense missiles, RAM missiles, Phalanx anti-aircraft guns and Harpoon anti-ship missiles. This terrible power was demonstrated when dealing with a devilish fire in the engine room in 2007. The power of the USS John C. Stennis has made an important contribution to maintaining the balance of power in many hot regions such as East Asia and the Persian Gulf. USS George W. Bush. The USS George H.W. Bush is also known as the Steel Fortress E of the U.S. Navy. She was the 10th and final Nimitz-class aircraft carrier, named after the 41st President of the United States, George H.W. Bush. Huge size, with a length of more than 330 meters, weighing more than 100,000 tons, capable of carrying more than 80 aircraft and a crew of 5,000 sailors. The USS George H.W. Bush is equipped with modern weapon systems, including missiles, guns, and 2 nuclear reactors that provide almost limitless energy. Commissioned in 2001, the USS George H.W. Bush participated in many important campaigns such as the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq, strengthening his position on the global military map. Currently undergoing maintenance and upgrades in Washington, the USS George H.W. Bush is expected to come back even stronger upon completion. Aircraft carriers are constantly upgraded with new technology and systems to improve combat capabilities and combat power. Upgrade projects could include strengthening defense systems, updating software and hardware, and improving communications and navigation systems. 7. USS Ronald Reagan. USS Ronald Reagan is a Nimitz-class nuclear-powered super aircraft carrier serving the United States Navy. As the 9th ship of her class, she was named in honor of Ronald W. Reagan, President of the United States from 1981 to 1989. She was built at Newport News Shipbuilding in Newport News, Virginia and commissioned on July 12, 2003. One of the most outstanding features of the USS Ronald Reagan is its ability to move quickly. The ship can reach speeds of more than 30 knots, allowing it to quickly respond to emergency situations and maneuver to needed areas. Equipped with nuclear power, the USS Ronald Reagan has unlimited operational capabilities and is expected to have a design life of 20 to 25 years, creating a sustainable strategic resource for the U.S. Navy. With a total of approximately 3,532 people on board, including 2,480 squadron members, USS Ronald Reagan is not only a fighting machine but also a diverse community of highly skilled, trained individuals. Professional. These people operate in an environment that requires close cooperation, teamwork, and great endurance to ensure the ship can effectively carry out a variety of missions. To protect itself and its allies, USS Ronald Reagan is equipped with modern radar and sensor systems, including air search radar and fire control radar. Thanks to advanced technologies, the ship is capable of detecting and tracking threats from the air and at sea, ensuring the safety of the entire convoy along with the aircraft fleet. The weapons equipped on the USS Ronald Reagan are not only powerful but also diverse, from evolved Sea Sparrow missiles to close-range weapon systems. These equipment create a solid layer of protection, helping ships protect themselves against potential threats in conflict situations. In particular, the USS Ronald Reagan's capabilities do not just stop at protecting or attacking. The ship is capable of carrying up to 90 fixed-wing aircraft and helicopters, allowing for diverse missions from air combat, supply support to rescue. 6. USS George Washington. USS George Washington is a nuclear-powered aircraft carrier of the United States Navy, the 6th Nimitz-class aircraft carrier and the 4th ship of the United States Navy to be named after George Washington. The contract to build the George Washington was awarded to Newport News Shipbuilding on December 27, 1982. The ship was laid down on August 25, 1986, christened by First Lady Barbara Bush on July 21, 1990, and commissioned at Norfolk Naval Station on July 4, 1992. In 2008, USS George Washington became the first nuclear-powered aircraft carrier to be deployed at Yokosuka Naval Base, Japan. Washington is 1,092 feet long, 257 feet wide, and 244 feet high. The supercarrier can accommodate about 90 aircraft and has a 4.5-acre flight deck, using 4 elevators measuring 3,880 square feet each to move aircraft between the flight deck and the hangar. With a combat load, GW has a displacement of nearly 97,000 long tons and can accommodate 6,250 crew members. The ship's 4 distillation units can produce 400,000 U.S. gallons of drinking water per day. Food service departments serve 18,000 meals per day. There are more than 2,500 compartments on the ship requiring 2,520 tons of refrigeration, 8.6 megawatts of air conditioning capacity. The warship used 2 Mark II unstirage anchors, each weighing 30 tons, with each link of the anchor chain weighing 360 pounds. Currently, the ship is equipped with 2 20mm CIWS Phalanx launchers and 2 Sea Sparrow SAM launchers. The ship can reach speeds of more than 30 knots and is powered by 2 Westinghouse A4W nuclear reactors and has 4 5-bladed propellers, each weighing 66,220 pounds. This means that George Washington could travel more than 3 million nautical miles before needing to refuel. 5. USS Abraham Lincoln. USS Abraham Lincoln is one of the prominent aircraft carriers of the United States Navy, named after the 16th President, Abraham Lincoln. Launched on February 13, 1988 in Norfolk, Virginia, Lincoln is the 5th aircraft carrier in the Nimitz class, known for its diverse combat and operational capabilities. The ship is equipped with 2 nuclear reactors, allowing it to operate continuously for long periods of time without refueling. Lincoln is capable of carrying approximately 85 aircraft, including F divided by a -18E divided by F Super Hornet fighters, along with support and transport aircraft. The ship is 332.85 meters long and has an airport floor area of up to 18,211 square meters, allowing aircraft takeoff and landing operations to take place effectively. USS Abraham Lincoln has a maximum speed of about 35 knots/hour. The ship is equipped with modern defense systems, including 3 Mk-29 NATO Sea Sparrow launchers and 4 Phalanx CIWS Mk-15 systems. Estimated at about $3.5 billion, affirming its value and advanced technology. After being commissioned into the Navy, USS Abraham Lincoln participated in many military and humanitarian activities. In mid-December 2002, the ship returned from a long deployment and then sailed for Australia on December 18. In the context of increasing tensions between the US and Iraq at the end of 2002, the USS Abraham Lincoln received orders to redeploy to the Gulf on December 31, ready for the upcoming war. With its rich history and powerful combat potential, USS Abraham Lincoln is not only a ship but also a symbol of the sea power of the US Navy. 4. USS Theodore Roosevelt. USS Theodore Roosevelt is a Nimitz-class aircraft carrier. It is the fourth nuclear-powered ship of the United States Navy. This ship is named after the 26th President of the United States, Theodore Roosevelt, who emphasized the strength of the Navy. 3 other ships of the United States Navy bear the name a Roosevelt E in honor of members of the Roosevelt family. The carrier was launched in 1984 and saw its first combat action during Operation Desert Storm in 1991. Theodore Roosevelt was the first aircraft carrier to be assembled using modular construction, in which large modules are built independently in prearranged areas, before being craned into positions and welded together. Modular construction, accomplished through the use of a giant gantry crane capable of lifting 900 tons, helped cut Theodore Roosevelt's construction time by 16 months, and the technique used on every aircraft carrier since then. Theodore Roosevelt and the Nimitz-class ships completed later had little structural differences from previous aircraft carriers such as the USS Nimitz, USS Dwight D. Eisenhower and USS Carl Vinson, with improved protection, and stores weapons in its magazines. The history of Theodore Roosevelt begins on September 30, 1980, when the Hull 624D contract was awarded to Newport News Shipbuilding. The first weld was performed by Secretary of Defense Caspar Weinberger on October 31, 1981. On November 3, 1981, Secretary of the Navy John F. Lehman announced that the aircraft carrier would be named Theodore Roosevelt. 3. USS Carl Vinson. USS Carl Vinson is the third Nimitz-class super aircraft carrier of the United States Navy, named after Congressman Carl Vinson in recognition of his contribution to the United States Navy. The ship was launched in 1980, made its maiden voyage in 1983, and was refueled and overhauled between 2005 and 2009. USS Carl Vinson has a displacement of 103,000 tons, is 333 m long and 77 m wide, enough to carry up to 90 aircraft of all types. The ship's keel was laid at Newport News Shipbuilding on October 11, 1975, and on March 15, 1980, the ship was launched/baptized. Congressman Carl Vinson became the first person in U.S. Navy history to witness the launching of a ship in his honor. After sea trials, the ship was transferred to the Navy on February 26, 1982. Acting as the flagship of Carrier Strike Group No. 1, the USS Carl Vinson is operating in the Western Pacific region. In addition to deployments in Operation Desert Strike, Operation Iraqi Freedom, Operation Southern Watch, and Operation Enduring Freedom, Carl Vinson participated in a number of notable events. Osama bin Laden's body was thrown overboard in 2011 from the deck of the Carl Vinson, and that same year on Veterans Day, the ship was the site of an NCAA basketball game between North Carolina and Michigan State. 2. USS Dwight D. Eisenhower. USS Dwight D. Eisenhower is a nuclear-powered aircraft carrier currently in service with the United States Navy. Commissioned in 1977, the ship is the second of 10 Nimitz-class aircraft carriers currently in service, and the first to be named after the 34th President of the United States and General of the Army.
Dwight D. Eisenhower.
The ship was originally named simply USS Eisenhower, quite similar to the lead ship of the class, Nimitz, but the name was changed to its current form on May 25, 1970. The ship, like all others of her class, was built at the Newport News Shipbuilding Company in Virginia, to the same design as the lead ship, although the ship was overhauled twice to bring her up to standard. Of more recently built ships. On June 30, 1975, the ship's designation was changed from CVAN-69 to CVN-69. The ship was laid down with hull number 599 on August 15, 1970 at the Newport News shipyard at a cost of $679 million. Launched on October 11, 1975 after being commissioned by Mamie Dowd Eisenhower, widow of Dwight Eisenhower, christened, and commissioned on October 18, 1977, under the command of Captain William E. Ramsey. When commissioned, the ship replaced the aging World War II-era aircraft carrier USS Franklin D. Roosevelt in the fleet.
Dwight D.
Eisenhower returned to the Mediterranean Sea for her third deployment, under the command of 3rd Captain E.W. Clexton, Jr., from January 5 to July 13, 1982. During this deployment, 11 passengers and crew were killed when Mamie, her ship's logistics aircraft, crashed near Suda Bay, Crete, on April 2. She also participated in the June 24 evacuation of U.S. Embassy personnel from Beirut, Lebanon, as the country descended into civil war. 1. USS Gerald R. Ford. USS Gerald Ford is a new aircraft carrier manufactured by Newport News Shipbuilding. Construction of the ship began in 2009 and operations began in 2017. After that, the U.S. Navy began building two other Ford-class aircraft carriers, USS Kennedy and USS Enterprise. USS Gerald R. Ford is designed with a length of 337 m, width is 78 m and height is 77 m. Displacing 100,000 tons, it can move at a speed of more than 56 kilometers per hour. The ship possesses modern technology such as an electromagnetic aircraft launch system, as well as other design features to improve efficiency and reduce operating costs. This aircraft carrier is equipped with new modern technology, including a nearly 3 times the amount of power as compared to Nimitz-class aircraft carriers and an electromagnetic aircraft launch system. The EMAL system uses electric power to launch aircraft from ships instead of the previous steam catapult system. In addition, the ship is also equipped with an integrated system of active electronically scanned array radars for detecting and tracking threats. The main sensor system on board is an advanced dual-band DBR radar, an advanced aircraft brake cable system. The A-1B reactor provides large power generation capacity. The ship can carry more than 70 aircraft, including Boeing F divided by a -18E divided by F Super Hornet, Boeing EA-18G Growler, Grumman C-2 Greyhound, Northrop Grumman E-2 Hawkeye, Lockheed Martin F-35C Lightning II, Sikorsky SH-60 Seahawk helicopter and drones. In addition, Gerald R. Ford is also equipped with the RIM-162 evolved Sea Sparrow missile system, with the ability to destroy aircraft and cruise missiles, including supersonic anti-ship missiles. To conclude our journey through the world of military ships, let's recap the main points we've covered today. These 20 top military ships not only represent the pinnacle of maritime engineering, but also serve as important assets in ensuring global security and stability. Before you go, don't forget to hit the like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more exciting content on military technology and defense news. Stay tuned for our next adventure into the world of cutting-edge military innovations. Thanks for following, and until next time, stay safe and informed. See you in the next video.